Could 6 Michael Jordan rookie cards with autographs be worth $100 million? Let's talk about it. Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. So I actually made this video over a week ago. It was last Sunday night, and I scheduled it to publish Monday morning. And I was leaving early for Rhode Island Monday morning, and it just didn't publish. It errored out, and I didn't think to republish it. I was obviously away on vacation, so I wasn't really thinking about this video at all. And then I got home and I took a few days off from really doing much of anything. And now I'm like, well, I'd still like to post this. I actually saw a good Dan the Cardman video with some very similar thoughts. I recommend going and watching Dan's video. I think he posted his yesterday about the same types of things. I have a little bit more clarity on a couple of these things, so I'm going to splice in some after talk. So I've got the video that I made 8 days ago, last Sunday, and then me now with some things that I have learned since then that I think are important, that I probably would have added in as like a newsletter item if I had posted this last Monday as intended. So let's jump into the video, and then you'll see me here again today versus 8 days ago in the middle. So back in April, I guess it was right after they rolled out, wasn't that mid-April? And I think this article was on April 17th. They reported that a private collector had coordinated a private signing with Michael Jordan where he signed a bunch of PSA 10 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan cards, obviously. And in that article, they speculated that those cards, if they came back 10 from PSA, and PSA, they reported at that time that PSA was flown in for this event, and they were cracked out of the PSA 10s and then regraded after. And they speculated that a straight up 10-10 Jordan dual autographed 86 Fleer, dual graded autographed 86 Fleer would be worth $1 million each, and with inscriptions, $2 million each. Now today, the Collectibles Guru, formerly known as Eric Whiteback or Ben Haynes or whatever he's called, reported an exclusive that 6 of these cards had come back dual graded 10s. So 10 on the grade from PSA, 10 grade card, and 10 on the autograph from PSA. They are the first 6 ever to get the dual grade 1010 from PSA. Now, my friend TJ of the channel TJ is Online and Twitter TJ is Online also reported that the certification numbers were the same as they were before, which I found odd, but I don't know enough about how that works. The Collectibles Guru also reports that this private collector, has 27 more PSA 10 Jordans, and there is a lot of dispute about this. Some people dispute that. I should add here that this next section is independent reporting by me, brought to me by a very, very, very reliable source. This private collector did have Jordan sign 10 that were previously PSA 10s and cracked out in front of PSA. And PSA then, or maybe PSA cracked them out for them. I don't know how that works and couldn't get those details. But PSA then graded all 10 after Jordan signed them, and 6 of them were still 10s, and 4 of them came back PSA 9s on the card. So Collect, the website, is reporting that Jordan signed 10, 6 of them came back 10s. They didn't close the gap there of what happened to those other 4. I'm reporting that those other 4 came back as 9s. My source tells me all 4 of them came back as 9s, which to me is of interest. I don't know why Collect didn't report that. Maybe they couldn't get to that information. I found that interesting. But the fact that he had 10, and reportedly Eric Probstein sold 3 to this collector, 3 10s. And we know that Probstein has a lot of 10s. He kind of doesn't control the market, but he owns a significant percentage of the market. Someone who's close to my channel tells me that none of the public certs that Probstein has of 10s have been changed yet. So it's possible that this reporting is wrong, but it's also possible that Probstein had more 10s that were not public, that didn't have public certs yet. So this private collector that nobody seems to want to say who it is had 10. All 10 were cracked. 10 10s were cracked out of their slabs in front of PSA. Jordan signed them in front of PSA, and then they were reslabbed by PSA. 6 came back 10s and 10s on the auto too, and 4 came back 9 on the card and whatever the autograph grade was. Now, the Collectibles Guru also says it is alleged that this collector turned down a $100 million offer for these 6 cards. And that's just not plausible. In fact, Darren Ravel and Will Stern of Collect and my source also say it is 100% false. And if the Collectibles Guru had any reporting chops whatsoever, they would push back on that. They wouldn't say it is alleged. They would say the owner claims that they've turned down a $100 million offer, but in reality, it's not really plausible. And here's why. A PSA 10 without an autograph is worth about $180,000. Let's round up to $200,000. At $100 million for 6 cards, you're talking about just about $17 million per card. So at $200,000 per card, did the autograph add $16.8 million in value to these cards just because there's no others? Jordan could sign for years. Anybody could have him do this now. We don't know how much they paid Michael Jordan. We don't know how much they paid PSA. I don't know. I think it was the Collectibles Guru who also recently reported that Jordan took no money for this autograph signing. Maybe it was Sports Card Madness who said it. I don't remember. There have been a lot of videos. Sports Card Madness too. There's a lot of stuff out there about this. But if Jordan took no money, why did he do it? How did he get involved in this? I don't know. If it's $17 million just to get him to autograph it, what's to stop anybody from going out and just paying millions of dollars to have this happen to be able to profit? It doesn't make any sense. And the Collectibles Guru should say, show me proof of that offer before they report it. Even though they're saying it is alleged, you got to have a little bit of professional skepticism here. $100 million is outrageous. And I think that the Collect estimate of $1 million per is honestly too high too. Collect is now saying, maybe they were already saying this when I recorded this video, but they're now saying that roughly $500,000 per autograph. So that's down from where they were originally, which is where I am too. So we're in agreement there. Because these autographs came back looking terrible. Jordan signed with a thick Sharpie, which is illegible, and the inscriptions, which I had to have the Collectibles Guru explain these to me because I couldn't read them. They are 6-time NBA champ, 84-85 Rookie of the Year, 87-88 Defensive Player of the Year, which is interesting considering the recent, well, I guess this, the recent analysis that his Defensive Player of the Year award was home biased came out after. So, and then the 4th inscription is 5X NBA MVP. And then 2 didn't have inscriptions apparently. But you can't read the inscriptions, you can't even really see them or the autograph itself. And yet somehow somebody's going to pay $1 million or $2 million for these. It is highly, highly unlikely. I think that this collector, this private collector, is going to be deeply disappointed in how much he gets for these. I'm assuming it's a he. I honestly don't know. All the people I guessed, the most obvious people, were shot down by my source. This private collector, the Collectibles Guru, reported that the collector presented Jordan with a Statler pen, but Michael Jordan's team preferred that he sign with a thicker, bolder option. Why wouldn't the collector, who's paying what I assume to be a significant amount of money, say, no, I insist, I'm paying you, I want you to use my pen? It feels more likely that this collector didn't know what they were doing and just handed the wrong pen over, the wrong marker, or they just let Jordan choose rather than asserting their own dominance here and saying, no, you have to use my pen. I'm paying you. It's crazy. One of the funnier parts of this is the Collectibles Guru reporting that this private collector had Jordan practice on 86 Fleer Commons to give him a better chance of getting 10s on the autograph. Why does Michael Jordan need to practice his autograph?
We're talking about practice, man.
And once he started practicing with this marker, wouldn't somebody say, boy, this looks bad? After the first Michael Jordan, because you can see I've got a one with a thinner, narrower pen. It looks better. It's still not great because the card isn't really made for autographs. It's too dark. It's tough to autograph. And maybe on the commons, they were looking fine because those commons maybe looked better with an autograph. The coloring was better for it. But after the first one comes back and it's clearly looking bad, wouldn't you say, hey, you really got to sign these with this narrow pen, the Statler, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But he did all 6 of them, and they don't look good at all. So what do you think here? What are these worth? Look at these cards here and tell me if a PSA 10 without an autograph is worth $180,000. Let's say $200,000. What are these autographs adding for value to these cards? Is it another $800,000? Do the inscriptions add another million on top of that? Is it 16 million, 17 million, like the Collectibles Guru says or alleges? Or is it more likely that it's going to fall in the mid 6 figures? I'm going to say $500,000 on average for each of these. I think we'll see them. I think we'll see them up for auction this year. I hope we see at least one. I'm going to follow up on this definitely, maybe in a video, maybe in my newsletter. Make sure you're signed up for my newsletter, junkwaxhero.com. It's free. I have a newsletter that came out today. Today's Monday. Got a Monday morning video, which is weird for me. Let me know what you think about all this. Some people are upset that PSA was flown in for this because it's not a service that PSA advertises. It's not a service that anybody has ever heard of before, and people think that PSA has to advertise their service. It's like a pay-to-play. If you pay, you can get PSA to do anything for you you want. It doesn't bother me. I don't know. That's what I want to see is the population of 10s come down by the 4. Has that happened? Does that happen? If my source is correct, and I have zero reason to not trust this source, there were 4 more 10s that were cracked and turned into 9s as part of this. And PSA was there, so PSA should know and should reduce the population of those 10s. Anyway, I'm heading off to Rhode Island for the next few days. I hope to come back with some LCS videos or post some while I'm there. And hope you guys have a great week. Thanks for watching.